All right, so today we are going to be doing a Five Nights at Freddy's game tier list. I know I've never talked about Five Nights at Freddy's before in my entire life, ever. Never even played any of them, just like Smike. Yeah, so the FNAF movie came out, what, 3 weeks ago? Something like that. So I thought, I think Help Wanted 2 is coming out sometime. So, with all the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff going on, we should do a tier list. And who wouldn't want to do a tier list on a masterpiece series like this? Just moi, chef's kiss. So, we'll just get right into it. So, Five Nights at Freddy's 1. I was actually just playing this one yesterday because there was a Game Jolt page called Five Nights at Freddy's in Real Time, and you needed the actual game to play it. It's not out yet. I found that out the hard way, but yeah, I played some of the original Five Nights at Freddy's just yesterday, so this game is pretty fresh in my brain. I didn't beat it. I didn't fully finish it. I got up to night 5, and then I stopped. So, and for the time, I'm not going to say this game's bad. It's not. It's just, I don't want to say dated either. There's not as much going on, gameplay-wise, right? There's a lot to keep track of, like Foxy and Freddy and all that. But when we get into later games, like Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and even Help Wanted, that's when the whole gameplay really starts getting... it's more about the... I can't even... The game, there's a bigger focus on gameplay. Not that there wasn't a focus on gameplay before, but there's more gameplay elements and mechanics. That's what I'm trying to say. There's more elements, there's more mechanics, there's more things to do. So, for this game though, the ambiance is creepy. I think the overall story, just like the simple story of some kids got murdered and put in the suits and now they're haunted, before we had all the lore and all the things going on, I think the story that this game started was really good. It was really simple and not convoluted like it is now, but it's good. Everything about it is good. If anything, there aren't any games on this list that I'm gonna say are bad. Just like the Mickey Darling tier list, nothing's bad. But oh yeah, before we get started, I should throw some things like this right here, the Pacos. I haven't played that. I haven't played Fury's Rage or In Space. I haven't played AR, which I'm not really missing out on anything there. I've mostly just played the mainline ones, so we're good there. Anyway, Five Nights at Freddy's 1. I'm gonna put it in A tier because it was really good. I liked everything it had going on. It was, excuse me, it had just everything going for it. It was really good. It was a new kind of horror game at the time. It was good. It was fun. Yeah, just an overall a good game. So good that, 3-4 months later, we got Five Nights at Freddy's 2. This is a personal favorite of mine. I think there are some problems with the gameplay. Similarly to Five Nights at Freddy's 1, you only need to pay... In Five Nights at Freddy's 1, you only needed to pay attention to, like, 2 cameras. Everything else didn't really matter. In Five Nights at Freddy's 1, if it wasn't for the music box being in one of the cameras, you don't need the cameras for this game at all. And it is a shame because all the frames and all the cameras, they're interesting. They're interesting to see the animatronics in frame, in the cameras and everything, but you just don't need to use them. You don't need to look at them, and that's a shame. And some of the gameplay elements, they are repetitive. Pretty much what Balloon Boy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Toy Freddy, Mangled, they all operate pretty much the same. They're all the same. They're kind of all the same. You see Bonnie in the vent, you throw on your mask. You see Chica in the vent, you throw on your mask. You see Freddy in the hallway, you throw on your mask. I don't know why I looked back. I felt some wind at the back of my head. I thought that was a ghost for a second. The only animatronics that are really different is Foxy and the puppet. Because Foxy, you need to shine the flashlight at him. And the puppet, you need to keep the music box winded. So, that's pretty much it, though. And even then, while they are the same, it does get pretty hectic when you're like pulling up your camera, trying to rewind the music box. And then Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Toy Freddy, like, they're all just there, so you have to put on your mask for a really long time. So, even if the elements are the same, they still do, like, keep you on your toes, because you still have to put on your mask a lot. There's just more of it with the same characters, which, like I said, I do understand why some people aren't a huge fan of it. But at the same time, it still does keep you on your toes, it keeps you active. Even if it's the same thing, I can still kind of see what's going on with it. And yeah, I like the ambiance and that one sound effect. Everyone knows that one sound effect I'm talking about that comes from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I like the withered designs. The withered designs are really cool. I also like the toy designs. I don't know if anyone else in the planet is going to say this. I actually really like the toy designs. I don't care what people say. I think they're cool. I like them. That might just be me, though. But so, I'm going to throw, if I could do my mouse correctly, I'm going to throw FNAF 2 in the S tier, baby. Oh my goodness. Just swallowed some saliva. Not fun. So, yeah. Chewing on ice. My favorite. Next, Five Nights at Freddy's 3. A classic. I know most people aren't fond of this one. I can kind of see why. I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it because, unlike the other two games, the cameras are pretty much mandatory for this game. You have to look around, see where Springtrap is. You have to play the audio, reset your ventilation, all that. And it's so creepy. Genuinely, it's so, in my opinion, Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is one of the creepiest games in the entire series. I don't know if anyone's gonna fight me on that, maybe, I don't know. The atmosphere and the setting is creepy. All the phantom designs, like, they're all burnt and everything, they're creepy. Springtrap, as an animatronic himself, is pretty creepy. Just everything about it. There was a video. Someone made a video. I just remembered this. I don't remember the exact title. I think the title was something like why Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is the pinnacle of fear or horror or something like that. And I agree. There's a lot of creepy things in this game. It's the jump scares, Springtrap's jump scare, it's pretty bad. I'm not going to defend Springtrap's jump scare. It's terrible. Well, maybe not terrible. It's just not that scary. Everyone else is jumping in your face, screaming at you, and then Springtrap's just kind of like a, hello there. It's not very good. But I'm gonna give this game A tier as well. I know it may not be everyone's favorite, but I liked the lore, the story it had going on. The setting was creepy, the animatronic designs were creepy, I enjoyed the gameplay, how it actually made you look at all the cameras, and the whole resetting your ventilation, your audio devices, your camera, all that was interesting. And it introduced the vents, I think. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 had vents in the camera system, but I'm pretty sure Five Nights at Freddy's 3 started the whole vent cams thing, so it added some new stuff. Just overall, it's a good game. It's, once again, I'm feeling that air in the back of my head. There's a ghost. There's the Bite of 87 victim. But yeah, it's a good game. I enjoy it. And the next, Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Easily one of, if not the scariest in the series. I think the focus on auditory instead of visual really puts you on edge. Because for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 1, you can expect when the jump scares are coming. Like, if Bonnie's at your door, you don't shut it fast enough, you know he's coming. You know he's going to be there. So you're already ready for that. But in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, it's always you're just stuck there listening like, was he there? Was that a breath? Did I mishear? Do I risk it and shut the door? Or do I shine the light, see if I can push him back? And then sometimes the breathing's really quiet too. So even if you thought you heard breathing and shut it, you could get jump scared. If you didn't think you heard breathing, shine the light, you get jump scared. It's just so... The anticipation of it is what I'm trying to say. The anticipation is, oh, was that breathing? Was that not? I'll shine the light, see if that was it. Nope, that was a jump scare. Like, it's scary because you have to sit there and listen. And sometimes your brain tricks you. Just any noise you hear is like, oh, was that breathing? Nope, wasn't breathing. Shine. It's just, it's so good. I think the switch to auditory, making you listen for the breathing and all the footsteps and everything, very well done, genuinely. And it makes this game one of the scariest in the series, just because you have to sit and listen, and you could mishear and just mess yourself up, and I think it's good. So, and the switch to the bedroom made it unique. I like it. I like that it's in a bedroom, because now it's, oh, well, at least they're all in that building, so if I just don't want to interact with them, just don't go there. But in your bedroom, how are you going to escape your bedroom? You sleep there. It's crazy. Fun story. I remember when Five Nights at Freddy's 4 first came out. That game made me terrified to exist in my own home. I was born in 2004. This game came out 2016. So I'm not good at math, but I was decently young. I was in elementary school, and this game, it spooked me. It really did. I was so spooked of this game for a few months. I was just like scared because of this game, like to be in my own house for months, pretty much. Because I'd open any door, like, oh, are they gonna be in there? Are they going to be in my bedroom and I'm just trying to get home from school and relax? And then, oh, you have those nights. But yeah, those nights when you wake up in the middle of the night, you're trying to get a midnight snack, and you're just like, oh, shoot. Toy Bonnie could be in the hallway and I have no clue in knowing. Yeah, this game made me genuinely afraid to just exist in my own home, and I'm not a fan of it, so... I think I'm going to put this game, if I could do my mouse again, I'm going to put this game in the S tier, because it's one of the scariest. The designs are good, the atmosphere is good, the sound design is really good. Just everything about this game is an S tier game, truly. Next, I don't think this game is in order, because I'm pretty sure FNAF World comes next, but it's showing me Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted, Pizzeria Sim, FNAF 5... just go in whatever order. We'll go in whatever order the tier list says. The tier list says this is how it goes. So that's what we're going to do. I don't get a choice in this guy. Okay. Anyway. I don't know if that sound picked up. That was just a scream. Are they in my house? Five Nights at Freddy's in my house, guys? Anyway. Next is Ultimate Custom Night. Personally, this is my favorite Five Nights at Freddy's game. I think the story of all the games and everything, that's all good. I'm mostly here for the gameplay, personally. You know, they're called a video game for a reason. If the gameplay's not really good, kind of what's the point? But, I love the gameplay. And it's even more addicting because there's a point system to it. You add more animatronics to your night, you set them at a higher level, you get more points. So, and it does that to me too. Like, just when I think I've made like a rule set or like a night that I think I can just barely squeeze by, I think, okay, but how can we get more points out of this? So it's a good job of like having good replay value, making you want to go back to get a higher score. Those end night cutscenes are pretty funny too. Yeah, and the jump scares aren't that scary, but in my opinion, I don't think Ultimate Customize... The focus isn't the jump scare. The focus of this game isn't to get scared. The focus is the gameplay, which is why it's called Ultimate Custom Night. You're supposed to customize your own night, do your own gameplay, see how long you can make it. So... And the fact, I think... What software does he use? I forget. There's... the software that he uses couldn't handle all the jump scares. So he just took, like, PNGs or something, kind of shook them with all the screaming to save some space, which is probably another see, I'm probably explaining it like, yeah, guys, Scott Cawthon actually just didn't make the jump scares scary because you're supposed to focus on the gameplay, and he's like, yes, definitely not because I just couldn't fit actual jump scares in the game. Yeah, keep defending me. But either way, the focus is on the gameplay. The jump scares aren't that scary, it doesn't matter. So personally, it's my favorite Five Nights at Freddy's game. It's going S tier. And I like the atmosphere is creepy too, because it's just an amalgamation of pretty much every like office, the bedrooms and everything. And there's references to the other games. It's just a good game. It's a good game, guys. I don't care what you say. Next, Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. This is definitely another one of the scariest games in the series just because it is in VR. Having the actual animatronics be in front of you, like actually coming at you, it's terrifying, genuinely. I played this game... I haven't played this game in about a year, but I am pretty... I remember a lot of the things. So, yeah, genuinely, it's a scary game. Especially when you're first playing, I think... Oh, what's his name? Guy in the bunny outfit. When he's standing right behind you in the menu, in the hallway, and he's just, like, sitting there waving and making those creepy noises, that's scary. That's genuinely scary. And you can't just, like, oh, look away. You're trying not to look at him because you're in VR. Everywhere you look is the game, so you can't just not look at him. You can't not hear him. He's everywhere. But, yeah. So, they did add some new gameplay stuff to this. It's not just Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, 4 in VR. There are new gameplay elements. There's new stuff to it. But I just played Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, and 3. I just played those in VR. I was like, okay, I just want to see what these games are like in VR. It did not disappoint. So I haven't gotten into all of the gameplay stuff, but I've seen enough, and I know enough. S tier, personally. I'm gonna give it the S tier again. It's just such a good game. I enjoyed it so much. It's really scary. Honestly, I would say this game is... I just can't decide which is scarier, because the whole self-doubt auditory thing with Five Nights at Freddy's 4, like, oh, was that actually breathing? Oh, no, it wasn't. Kind of thing. That makes it scary in its own way. But then in Help Wanted, having the animatronics, like, be, like, actually towering over you, that was scary too, and having them get in your face and everything and see them moving in front of you, that was scary in its own way. Yeah, I don't think... This is one of those things, I don't think one is scarier than the other. I think they're both scary in their own way, is pretty much what I'm trying to say. They're both terrifying in their own way, and that's good. Honestly, that's good. I enjoyed that. Next, Pizzeria Simulator. This was just kind of a bit... This was kind of when Scott was getting a little goofy. Because for FNAF 1, 2, 3, 4, there was some giggles, some belly laughs, maybe even some knee slap jokes in there. But once you got to FNAF 5 and Pizzeria Simulator, the gloves were off. Anything and everything was kind of silly. So this game was pretty comedical. Is that even a comedic? I don't know if I don't think comedical is a word. Everything was pretty comedic. Of course, the game still is. There's good gameplay elements to it. The scrapped animatronics, you could either keep those or throw them away back in the alley. That was cool. If you didn't keep any of the animatronics, you have that one section near the end of every day when you're just sitting there rebooting and refilling everything. And yeah, if you didn't salvage any of the animatronics, nothing to worry about. Just go about doing your business. But then, it definitely got creepy. Especially with, the animatronics saying things in the vents, making noises. Spooky. Spooky stuff. They did make... Because unlike with all the rest of the games, the designs in this game, they're good on their own, but they change things for no reason. I'm sure you don't need me to explain William Afton's design, Springtrap's cleft chin. Call that dude Riz Trap, because he is him. He is him. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, they just changed some of... I did it again! I said shum! They changed some of the designs, and I'm sitting here thinking, why did you change those? I'm pretty sure Scott Cawthon did say there's a reason why some of the designs changed, but even then, I'm kind of not... I'm not fully on board with it. I'm just kind of... Either way, the game's still scary. Game's still good. I enjoyed it. So, I'm gonna throw this game in A tier, personally. Now, I'm being tormented because I can feel a sneeze coming, but it won't come out. But I know it's there. I can feel it. Okay, whatever. I think it's gone now. Okay. Five Nights at Freddy's 5. This was around the point, when FNAF Sister Location came out, this was around the point where I stopped caring, honestly. I only got word, if I could use the English language as it was intended. When Sister Location first came out, I stopped caring. And I only started getting back into the Five Nights at Freddy's area when, what's the new one? Not Pizzeria Simulator. When Security Breach came out. So, I have kind of not been all that into it lately, but, yeah. Sister Location, this one, not the biggest fan of. I think the lack of whatever I'm trying to think of. Every night was different. In the other games, you got used to some things, right? Five Nights at Freddy's 1, you're flipping down the cameras and everything. In Five Nights at Freddy's 2, you're throwing on your mask, you're doing different stuff. You just got used to everything. But then in Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location, you really didn't, because every night was different, and nothing was consistent. That's the word I was trying to think of. There's no consistency in the game, which, if you got tired of everything that was going on in the first 4 games, I guess the lack of consistency was refreshing. But the gameplay that we got wasn't all that great, in my opinion. It got kind of boring. That one night with Funtime Freddy, when you're resetting the power and everything, that was pretty good. But then night 4 happened and changed all that. So, yeah, not a fan, personally. Yeah. So, I'm gonna have to throw this game in the B tier. It's not terrible. It's not the worst. Just the lack of consistency. This game more felt like a bit of a playable movie, in a sense. That's gonna make 0 sense. But from a gameplay perspective, it was just lacking, is all. It was just lacking. But as a viewer, I'm sure it was interesting, because this game was more story-focused. So if you were just sitting and watching, I'm sure this game was interesting. I'm sure this game would be one of your favorites because of the storytelling, and because of how everything changed. But if we're looking at this through actually playing it, it was pretty meh overall. So I'm gonna have to be a meat writer on this one and agree with him. If you haven't seen that video, I don't know how you haven't seen it, honestly. If you even know anything about Five Nights at Freddy's, I'm assuming you've seen yeah's FNAF Sister Location video. Next, FNAF World. This one I haven't really played a lot. I've played an hour, 2 hours of it, so I can't really say too much about it. But, yeah, I just don't know that much about it. I'm gonna throw it in the B tier. I love RPGs. I'm a big RPG fan. Like, I have all of the Fire Emblem amiibos. Look at this. Oh yeah, baby. I'm just gonna set those over there now. Okay, yeah. You see this little guy? Yeah, anyway. So yeah, I love RPGs, but I haven't played enough of this one, so I can't really say too much about it. So I'm just gonna kind of put that one in the B tier and just leave that one be. Next, Security Breach. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you this game is a mess. Glitches, bugs, crashes, all the things you want in a state-of-the-art video game. I do think a 3D roaming Five Nights at Freddy's game could work, and from what I played, it works decently well. It is fun. It's fun to play through, and I like the characters. Gregory's cool. Vanessa is cool. Vanessa, you didn't order the battle pass. I don't know. But, and I haven't played it since all the patches. I haven't played Ruin, so they might have fixed some of the glitches, and I just haven't played them. But the glitches and bugs definitely got annoying. I had to restart my game multiple times due to getting stuck on collision. Is that the right word there? Like, getting stuck on elements, or just... I think one time, Chica just stopped running after me, even though I was right in front of her. She just stopped chasing me, which is fun. But, yeah, a game like this could work. There just needs to be some tweaks. Some things need to be changed, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think we have a good base. We have a good base to start with. We just need to change some things about it, you know? Just need to fix some things. But, you know, other than that, it's a good game. It's a fun, enjoyable game. So I'll just put this one in the B tier just because of the bugs and the glitches and some of the... There are some things about the story I kind of don't like. Like, why is Freddy the only animatronic that's not trying to kill us? Why is Gregory so afraid of Vanessa? Why? There's a lot of... And I know Five Nights at Freddy's has all these mysteries, but just looking at it from... Just playing what I did, it left me with a lot of questions like, oh, why is that there? Or, oh, why is this like this? It's like, why is he doing that? Why did you do that? Why did he say that? It wasn't confusion as in, oh, there's a great mystery I want to solve. Confusion as in, I don't know what's going on, and my brain does not feel happy when I don't know things. So, that's all that was going on for me personally. But, with all that, we are done. Hopefully you enjoyed the tier list. I can definitely tell there's going to be some people getting mad at me for the sister location one. I don't think people are going to like to put sister location in B tier. They're not going to have a fun time with that one. But anyway, yeah, I think this is a pretty good tier list. Yeah. I never know what to say at the end of these tier lists. Half the time, I'm so tempted just to say, yep, that's the tier list, bye, because that's all I can really think of to do, but I know people don't like it when I end the video like that, so... tell me what kind of games, Five Nights at Freddy's games, are your favorite. What would you change? Any that stayed the same? What are your thoughts on some of the games? What are your thoughts on my opinion on the games? Leave all that down in the comments. Or, shameless plug, follow my Instagram at RobinDunks. You should totally follow it because it's the best Instagram account that Mark Zuckerberg has ever seen. So, yeah. Hopefully you like the tier list. I really don't have much else to say. I love you all. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you all later. Also, tell me what you guys thought of the FNAF movie. Like, genuinely, there was so many people complaining about the FNAF movie. I never understood why. I thought it was a good movie. I liked everything it had going for it. I liked the characters, the animatronics. I liked everything about it. 10 out of 10 movie, in my opinion, genuinely. So definitely let me know what you guys think about the FNAF movie in the comments, because I would be interested in hearing that, genuinely. But with that out of the way, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all later.